give you a head start.
I'm good.
6 o'clock, go ahead and call the meeting to order, and everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we sit, Wayne has asked for a moment of silence for Ed Tasker. It seems counterintuitive to have a moment of silence for a man that was never silent. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Wayne, for bringing this to my attention. All right. Agenda review. Do you have anything that we're... Okay. We do just have to have a conversation about the old tower. Well, we don't have a ton of information, but their development today.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll add that on there under new business. It'll be we don't know anything yet. Payroll and manifest. Sign that. Minutes of June 3rd, 2025. We get a chance to review those.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of June 3rd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We had an intent to excavate, 3 abatements, Rodwood giving our money away yet again. 1 discretionary easement.
I make a motion for the chairman to sign the health trust agreement.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And we have the DES letter regarding fire suppression pond. I need a motion for that.
I make a motion for the chair to sign the DES letter for the fire suppression pond.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the possible get an understanding of what that entails. So that is on North Bartlett Road.
It has to do with the, Karen, you've got a copy of that on your end.
This is North Road.
Yes, it's North Road, it's just for DES. That this is confirming that the pond area upstream of the culvert of concern in this permit is used for fire suppression purposes. And they just made the statement.
So Will and I have signed that. Do we want to jump down to the Coles Ledge RFP?
Sure.
Does everybody get a chance to get it? So last week we opened the bids for the Coles Ledge culvert replacement. We had the bids reviewed by the engineer for accuracy and completeness. Her notes are all 3 contractors seem qualified to complete the work. There are a couple of notes on Danbury's bid, indicating they wanted a precast inlet head wall. KJ Fisher had she had a little bit on their contingency, and Earth being the apparent low price bidder on this project. Anybody have any input on this one here?
I'm happy with going with her.
Okay.
I think with the work they've done for us during the disasters and the other times they've stepped up and come out for us, and I think the pricing was awfully fair with them being low. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that a second?
5,000.
Sure, I'll second.
Okay.
Did you make a motion for
Oh,
that?
I did not.
No, I
I'll
thought
make a
you did. I'm
motion-
sorry.
I'll make a motion we accept Earth's bid for the project.
The motion from Priscilla.
Oh, I'll put the amount to $107,525.
Okay.
I'll second.
Or not to exceed that amount, just in case it comes under.
Yep. Okay, so I got a not to exceed $107,525 on a motion from Priscilla with a second from Gary. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
and I'm gonna abstain from that one. Everybody got a copy of, I think, Karen's spreadsheet on the boiler RFPs.
Yep.
I don't know that there's a clear answer yet on those. Karen did speak with Deputy Chief Bartels, who felt that the parade fire station could at this point in time be pushed down the road. The library cannot. Theirs is actually, you can smell the combustion in there. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on.
So the lowest for the library for oil would be 35.5, right? So the other one's
no.
35.9.
No, 33,950 from Joy's for a straight like for like replacement, which had a 21-week lead time, Karen.
Yes.
And Hillsgrove had the same lead time.
Wait, no, you're talking about fire. Right?
Nope, we're on library.
No, library.
Library.
Hillsgrove and
Joy's 33,950. The 35,970 from Joy's was to utilize two smaller oil-fired boilers. Is that what that one was, Karen?
The second one, the 35,970, was the same oil burner.
It's a higher
higher
efficiency.
Oh, they went to the triple pass Pure Pro.
Yes.
That was that one, and that is an in-stock unit.
Do you know what
Is-
Hillsgrove was
Yes.
quoting for a
Yes.
unit?
Yeah. Hillsgrove
Was it?
quoted what you see there, 35.5.
No, I know, but was the unit the same as what Joyce was quoting?
It was the same as Joy's first quote.
Okay.
And then Joy gave us an option for a triple pass oil boiler.
What's your recommendation on that?
The triple pass oil boiler
Yeah.
is a higher efficiency for the small incremental price
and it's only 470 higher
than
than other one,
Hillsgrove.
yeah. Hillsgrove's good.
Where are funds coming from?
That's the next question that we have to come up with.
What is it?
Where the fund is coming from. I mean, $35,000 isn't hanging around anywhere.
So we do have money in our municipal building fund. We have an emergency fund. If all of a sudden something should happen, I'd just like to point out to everyone that these were not part of the budget. They came after the budget was done, so.
How much do we have in our emergency fund, do you know?
The emergency fund, I believe, is about 30,000.
What I think I'd like to do, you guys, is kick this down the road a little bit, not too far. It is June, and really evaluate where we are financially and where the other projects are
And figure out where we gotta go from.
before we make a decision.
I hate to take it out of the emergency fund.
Especially this early in the year.
Exactly.
It would be an easier conversation in November when we know where the year end we're going to end up. So we can't wait till
Look at
November.
both of these, right?
I look
The
at
fire can get.
The
can
fire,
we get
the
by?
fire could get by at this point in time. And fire is leaking, is what it is. And so it's putting water basically in the apparatus bay floor. The library is a combustion leak on their end, so that's a different
Is it
scenario.
leaking because it's cold?
Theirs did leak. Not,
It did?
it wasn't horrendously. It could certainly be some, Rick, if we're leaving that building. If we're shutting that off. But it's definitely at its.
Yeah, if we can put that off, that'd be
But
good,
if we could,
especially with
we might be able to budget that one in
January.
the next year.
Cause yeah, there's roughly 7,500 left in the repairs and maintenance.
Okay. And we have some other repairs and maintenance we haven't talked about just yet. So I think I'd like to push that one out if you guys are all right with that, and we'll have some continued discussion.
I'm okay for it.
Okay. Takes care of those. In the new business is the fire department generator. So they came up to do the work that the board had approved, which was $7,500. When they came up to do that work, they discovered basically a cracked head on there, is what it looked like. And so they have to resurface the cylinder head, place the valve cover gasket, just a bunch of work, plus the $7,500 repair the board had already approved. All of that work brings it to $13,407.93 to do that. So it's the first quote plus the current work that's needed. So we did not have service done on that unit for a couple of years, and the radiator plugged on there basically, and it didn't cool. We did get a quote for a replacement, brand spanking new generator. That one is 14 years old currently. A brand new replacement is $38,000. So the repair is worth the difference. And then the next question, Andy, is where's that money coming from, right?
I mean, realistically, the $7,500 left that we had is already spent.
Yeah.
We already approved to do that. So
Yeah. So basically, they need another $6,000 to make this, and I don't think the fire department. So right now, they're without a generator at this point in time. That one next door. The parade fire station's been serviced, their generator. The town highway has been replaced. Theirs was replaced under warranty, right? So theirs was warranted there. So I think at this point in time, we expend that line item. So it leaves it as a flag for budgeting. I don't know there's another line item that's going to fit, to move it over to. And if we do that, it doesn't leave it as the flag that,
I'd just rather overspend it just to show it, honestly.
it's more accurate what we're doing.
Why did we go a couple of years without it being serviced?
That I couldn't tell you.
Because I know in ours, they call every year for the service, and
Yep.
we haven't done it.
In here, we do have it done twice a year, regular maintenance. They did suggest that a cooling and, more in-depth maintenance, would be done at the time. That was probably 2 years ago. But at the time, they said that, it was still operating to the best of their ability without opening it up entirely. And there hadn't been any problem until just recently.
So I'll make a motion that we have the repair done for the $13,407.93, and we take it from the maintenance fund there. Karen, we overexpend the line at this point in time. And then at the same time as we are going through looking at all of our vehicle maintenance and what our protocols are, that we put these into that as well. And I don't know if Franny can track even the generator maintenance in the iWorks, just so that we're getting a single source reporting
Sure.
of everything. There must be a way that somebody can read the hours, put them in there, and we know that they're supposed to come every year anyway, but at least so that we're tracking everything in the same
Send her a
location.
report.
Okay,
Okay,
that would be great. So,
so I'll second that.
any discussion? All those grudgingly in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anybody super excited by this one? Mary Jane, grudgingly in favor. All right. Chief, you wanna, we'll get you 6:15?
Before we get started, does the board have any objection to my recording this?
Not at all.
It's already being recorded.
I know, but just my own.
Yep. Yep. No, it's a public meeting, Chief, so you're welcome to. So, and I just, so we have a chief, we're talking about outfitting of the cruisers. And on April 22nd, we had the chief in, and he brought bids in for Tahoes. And the board asked him to get quotes for the Explorers. At the time, if I'm not mistaken, Chief, you had 3 quotes for outfitting
That's correct.
at the time. Nevo, is it Global?
Global, yes.
And who was the third one, Colonial?
Yes,
Which
sir.
was out of Massachusetts.
Yes, sir.
So as I looked back on these, I did go back through the minutes. We had some conversation about why the department didn't use OME. And previously you had compared prices and OME was more. But we had the 3 quotes, and then the board asked that we stay local and not go to Mass. Is that
Correct.
so? And I think it was that meeting, you and I had a conversation about what was your preference, and it was who would get it done quicker for the outfit.
That's correct.
Okay. 2019 came back. We looked at the state bid for the Explorer. I just have to make sure I find it on. Sorry. At that point in time, there was actually an estimate from Colonial in Mass for the cruisers. There was a $7,000 difference outfitted between the Explorer and the Tahoe, with the Explorer being $1,120 more to outfit than the Tahoe. Board made a motion to approve purchasing the Explorer on the state bid.
Yes.
At that point in time. And we did not make a motion on the outfit of the cruiser at that point in time. There was just no further discussion. We discussed the difference in the price, and we discussed which one you wanted to go with. And that's on me, because I probably should have made a motion to approve it, and we didn't. So it was left open-ended on what to do with the outfit.
Okay. I got a different impression.
Okay.
The board voted, we talked about the Explorers, we said, let's go with the Explorers. We talked about, Andy had presented an email to Karen from McFarland over in, I think, Exeter, over in Exeter. I said that I had contacted them, and then we discussed the 3 bids, or the bids on for the Explorer, and I said, let me contact these upfitters and see who can get us the equipment the quickest, so we're not falling behind in the calendar year. And you said, that's fine, just keep us posted.
Okay.
That left me with the impression, and I said, I'll choose one of these.
Mm-hmm.
So that left me with the impression everything was good. The board voted to go ahead and get the cruiser, so that's the way it was left. That I understood.
Okay. We're not far off.
No.
And we should have, the board should have made a motion, just for procedure's sake. And we didn't, and that's not pointing finger, that's us.
Let me update the board. So I did speak to, I called McFarland last week. The guy, Eric Cummings, was on vacation. Said he'd get back to me. He hadn't gotten back to me. I called him again today. I did get through to him. And he did actually send me the state bid price, although we thought it was $45,000 because that's what it said on the list, but we didn't add the delivery fee and all the other charges. So the price is actually $48,205 for the vehicle itself.
Okay.
All right. So what I did is I compared OME for the upfitting. It was $25,566.34. Nevo was $24,650, and Global was $23,324.49. So Nebo is $1,326 more than Global, and they're $916 less than OME. And so I guess my reasoning for picking Nebo is because the town's been working with Nebo. Well, I've been here 9 years. They were doing work with Nebo before I got here. And I personally purchased a couple of police cruisers from them for the town. And they recently did, a decommissioning of one of our vehicles. So they're very receptive. They communicate well. I don't know Global. I've never really dealt with them. And OEM was higher in the price. So I decided that I thought Nebo would be the right choice for the town.
Where are they located?
They're over on the seacoast, over over on the seacoast. I'm trying to think of the name of the town.
Pick one, right? Portsmouth, Dover, Rye.
Oh my God. Newington. Thank you. Newington.
Newington?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of the prices you got from them?
From,
Nevo, Global, and OME.
yeah, I submitted them.
I thought those were old, outdated, or something like that. We had a problem with them for some reason.
One of them did have a date of like January.
Right.
Look at it.
But are they still current?
Yeah.
I think there was a question because OME wanted to revise. I think this is what happened. OME wanted to revise their quote because they had bid 2026 pricing or something like that.
That's what I understand, because OME reached out to Karen, a different individual from OME, and how that occurred is up in the air. I was dealing with one individual from OME. He gave me a price. He knew what I wanted. He gave me a quote, and then someone else reached out to Karen. Why they would reach out to Karen, I don't know.
Neither here nor there, but it happened. So your preference is Nebo based on we have a track record, we have a business relationship with them, and the pricing's with it.
Yeah, and they're local.
And Global's in Bedford.
Yes, and they also said, I kind of lined it up with Nebo so that the equipment would be there when the delivery date was to arrive. So,
You have a delivery date for the store already?
yeah, it's going to be sometime during the summer, July, August sometime.
So I'll make a motion, chief orders from Nebo, really based on the business relationship town has. I know that Northwood uses Nebo, and I think Pittsfield uses Nebo. I talked to a couple others. They do a lot of business as well. So I'll make a motion.
Before you do that, I will tell the chief.
Okay.
So the owner of OME caught wind of the pricing, is what happened, and they did not agree with it. So Mark, that reached out to Karen, did reach out to me to ask if he could bid it. And I'm like, you need to reach out to Karen. So that's how that happened. So the owner of OME caught wind of, did not agree with the pricing, and so they wanted to be able to bid fairly. However, I don't quite agree with it because the pricing was already in the minutes previously. So I feel all the bids should go back out, honestly, because, not to drag it out more, but to be fair to all of them. So they all need to go out, all get updated,
He already, why would you need to do that? Because we already got recent bids. They knew about the bid. Now they know. They probably know what the bids are because it's out there. So why would we do that?
well,
And they're welcome to bid on the next vehicle if they want. And I don't know why the owner would tell them contact Karen. I'm the police chief. I'm the department head. I'm the one that's getting this for the board. So why reach out to Karen who doesn't know anything about what belongs in these vehicles?
that's for Karen to go to you,
Well,
to let you.
It's probably because the bids went to Karen, or
Yeah,
end up with Karen, should
from
I
me
say.
to Karen. From me to Karen. I gotta look at them. They might be sending something to Karen that we don't need. And I need to look at it and say, okay, yeah, that's equivalent to what we've already put out.
But wasn't it according to previous conversation that you didn't go with OME because previously in the past they were higher.
Oh,
So-
that's the reason why I didn't go with, I never used OME.
So they didn't even know to bid it then. That's the point. They didn't know. You just said that they knew to bid it, and they didn't know to bid it.
But they did bid it later.
They did bid it. They did after the chief went to it, and we asked him for it.
Right.
But unfortunately, that was after the bids were opened up.
But
See my point? So it's not fair
Well,
that
the reality is, we got 3 bids.
we did.
The board dismissed one of his 3 bids, which is our ability to do. The chief, per our policy, has to get 3 bids, and he did. We chose to dismiss one. That was what we chose to do. He went with the 2 that were left. So I don't know that dragging it out for OME to rebid it again and then making everybody rebid it is really the fair
Chief,
way
are they,
to do
is, whatever, Nevo, are they aware of the delivery date and they're gonna work with that and everything?
Yes, I do. And why would we want to throw it out to OME now when in the beginning they've already given us a bid that was too high? They're already trying to overcharge us. So why are we going to give them that opportunity? All right, yeah, these bids are already out there. So compare your bids, your numbers to what's already out there. Why would we do that? We can give them
You
a
did
shot
not have
next
a
time.
bid from OME in the beginning. Did not.
Well, there's probably a half dozen other companies we didn't give the offer to either. There's a lot of companies out there.
I just look at it as we had an issue bringing cruisers to Concord to get an oil change, but yet we don't have an issue going further to get them fixed with lights and radios. So
Technically, it's not in service yet, so it's gonna be done and then delivered here.
I mean, I get that, but I look at the downside of it. If something goes wrong with that, now you're paying somebody to go down with the vehicle to go get it repaired.
To win.
So do you want to go to the seacoast? Do you want to go wherever?
It's not far. It's 30 minutes from here. Newmarket. It's not far.
Well, we have additional costs that we didn't expect on the cruiser itself.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't we want to try and compensate for that by using Global and at least getting back some of the money that we didn't account for?
So we've never used Global. I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying they're bad. We've got a history with Nevo. Nevo we already know. I've already spoken to Nevo. Global isn't going to be able to get it to us as quick. Because,
Have you already ordered from Nevo?
Yes, I have.
So that's really the issue here. We don't have an opportunity to go with somebody else. You've already taken it upon yourself to order the stuff through Nevo.
I took it upon what I thought was an agreement last time I was here when the board voted for me, give me the okay to buy the cruiser. I wouldn't have bought it if I thought otherwise. Well, I didn't buy it. I wouldn't have placed these orders.
I mean, this is standard policy. Standard policy that the town votes and looks at the quotes and decides which one we're going to go with. What you thought or whatever or a misunderstanding doesn't matter.
Look at the minutes. I looked at the minutes. Look at the minutes.
We never voted on outfitting the cruisers.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, did we? I don't remember seeing that in the minutes anyway.
And that's what I said. We did not vote on
Okay, where did we meet? Where did we vote on
How's this? Rick, you order it. You take care of it. You do it. I'm the department head. You give me that
Chief,
responsibility.
This
and
is
now you
just
give me a hard time about it.
town policy. That's all.
And we
It's
followed it.
just town policy. That's all we're saying. And we didn't follow it because the stuff's already ordered.
You seem like you know everything, Rick. You do it. How's that? You take it. It's all yours, buddy. You
All right,
order
Chief.
it.
You're being
So one
being
quick
unreasonable.
question. It's just a question. If the order from Nevo got canceled, is there any repercussions? Restocking fees, anything like that? Just
Probably, I'm sure there is.
throwing it out there.
Because he made it a point when we talked, he goes, I'll order this stuff now if you want me to. I said, yeah, go ahead and order it. So we're talking about $950, $916 difference. That's what we're discussing here.
And what's the difference on the cruiser that we didn't account for?
Well, that's not my fault here. We all knew about it. We all looked at the bid, and it was $45,000.
Well, that doesn't mean we shouldn't try to compensate some of the loss. I mean,
Well,
we don't have an unlimited budget
well,
here.
we're still under the $77,000 that was approved by voters. So why are we even arguing this point?
What's our total cost now?
The total cost with the refitting from Nebo is $72,205.
Thank you.
So at this point in time, we have a motion. It does not have a second.
I'll second.
Second. Is there any more discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
No,
Does pass 3-2. So I will have to be certain that I'm in the future. I didn't lead you astray by saying who are you going with, and then not follow that up. That is on me on that.
there's a
I
policy.
understand. Yep, we have.
There's a
no, believe
policy.
me.
There's a town
Yep.
policy.
I
It
understand
needs
the
to
town
be
policy.
followed.
I do understand town policy, and I didn't. I'm the one that made him either get a sealed bids or a state bid, and then I didn't make the motion or require the motion to approve the outfitting when we talked about it. So we've come back to discuss it. The board has the ability to waive the number of bids we get. We do have all of that ability to do. We have the ability to waive going with the lower bid, as we just did with our paving contract, and the way that we
did
were looking.
not.
We ended up
We
with the
did
lowest.
not. I
Hang
went
on.
back through those RFPs, and if you take out what we are not doing,
Yeah.
the contractor we went with is not the lowest bidder. I want to make that very clear.
Right.
You take out the asphalt spot shipping and the handwork, and they
Yeah.
are not the lowest bidder.
I realize that. So we did not go with the lowest bidder on the paving,
Mhm.
correct?
That is absolutely correct. It's
So we did
$10,000
not
more.
go. So we had made a conscious decision to pick the one that was best for the town. There is a point in time, if we have a 10-year business relationship with an outfitter, there's value in a business relationship. Sometimes it's there. If we want to tell the chief the next cruiser, absolutely, please bid from OMI. Have them be one of the three
And
bidders.
it was my understanding, I want the board to know, I would not have moved any further on this if I thought it wasn't a done deal.
No.
I wouldn't have done it, period.
Thank you, chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Do we have the historic mark? Are you,
Sir? I don't know if the chief leaving, but I have a question that I would like to have him respond to in.
well, generally, we don't ask. The questions go to the board, Rusty. So, and I'm not trying to cut you. But we generally don't. But
We can make up these rules. I haven't seen them posted.
they actually are. So, public input, the questions will come to the board.
You always address the board with your
Paul,
question.
are you?
I'm addressing
Okay. Rusty, so-
I'd like to have the chief be in attendance.
All right. I don't want to hang him up here, but if you're good answering Rusty's question, go ahead.
Big deal, I'll come back another week, I'll make a pet festival.
Rusty,
Ask the question.
ask Paul your question.
Excuse us.
Ask Paul your question.
I realize we're having a staffing issue with many departments, the police department being one of them. We have roads that are being driven at high rates of speed, all hours of the day, starting at around 3 o'clock in the morning and going through to midnight. And we have speed limit signs that have been damaged by the highway department, not replaced. What do we do to try to help this? And do we have access to one of those electronic reader boards that here's your speed, here's the posted speed limit?
Well, we've used one of those boards today, owned by the gentleman over in the parade. He owns a food company over in a couple towns over there. But I'm not sure that he still owns that. He still has it.
Yeah, he does.
He does.
Is that a radar unit?
No, it's not a radar.
I'm looking for somebody that, because when they go by, they're gonna tell you, oh, just go the speed limit.
Is there any particular time of day or night?
Well, that's the problem. It's a commuting situation. And between the commuters that start about 3 o'clock in the morning going by, and then they come home anywhere from 4 to midnight. And then you've got the delivery trucks that are just hammering the road. We've talked about it in the past.
Which road is that?
The new road.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll put something in the file, speak to the officers, and we'll set up some direct control out there and try to grab some people. At least if they see us out there periodically, they're gonna say, okay, we can slow down.
Well, there's a lot of signs missing, because they got cut by the mower last year. There's one right across from my house. And they're making the run for the Hazel Clark Hill. Well, they're coming down on that. They don't stop at the stop sign. I guess it's not existing.
We can check with highway and see if they have a, spot line.
I'm just trying to help. But we've got roads that are in terrible shape. They're doing all they can. You guys are doing all you can. It's not like it's a lack of the employees. They got not trying to do the job. Right. But at the same time, have they got the tools without a speed limit sign? Are we just open to, well, unposted limits are this and the posted limits are this and
Karen, can you have highway go put a sign up if we've got one? If not, can we order one?
And they're all the side roads, Rusty.
I
Parade roads, a racetrack. Every road is a racetrack.
realize
If it says Toyota or Mitsubishi on it, it's headed.
and I just realize that we have hurdles to overcome. I'm just suggesting that, what can we do to begin? Because the last thing I want to do is have an officer try to do the right thing, and while posted wasn't there, and so it's resort back to unposted roads. That's all.
Yep, we'll send somebody up there.
I mean, Annie talked to her, and I think, Bullet came down one day, sat in my dooryard for about 10 minutes and got tired because that wasn't a good time for traffic. Yeah, I get that. It's not. I mean, there's some people that are clockwork. I got one truck that goes out at 8 o'clock every morning. Not speeding, he's right, Vince putting along. Now 8 o'clock every morning he goes by the door. The rest of them are like, go down. And they offline. They're well in excess of the speed. Not everybody. They don't like me to that cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and the board.
Thanks, Rusty. All right.
We'll try this
Probably
again.
not. But it's all right. Are you Dan?
Yes.
All right. So Dan, you are the proud owner of the Barnstead train station.
Yes, sir.
You are looking to put up a highway marker,
That's correct.
and you're here to talk about needs to be submitted by 30th of August.
Yep, that's correct.
All right. So what do you
Yeah,
got to add?
absolutely. First, I just want to say thanks for letting me come here and speak to you guys. I know it's you guys have a very busy job, and a lot of times it's thankless. So thank you for everything you guys do. A lot of people don't know how much this impacts you. But, yep, a little bit about myself. Dan Phelps, Barnstead Trade Station, former Army veteran, 2 tours, one in Afghanistan, one in Iraq/Syria. I'm just happy to be back and happy to have this opportunity. So just a little overview. So I'm sure many of you are more familiar about the train depot than I am. I've owned it for about a year. It really has a historical significance to the surrounding area, the Suncook Valley area, and specifically Barnstead. There's not too many of these depots and structures remaining on the old Suncook Valley Railroad line. Some have been taken out by fires, some just been so dilapidated over the years. So I think this is quite the gem in our town and our community. So one of the things I wanted to highlight was just that historical aspect, how the depot impacted the town. So, I've been working on the packet, and one of the key things is just getting town approval to make sure it's in a safe location and a spot that makes sense.
So it looks like you've done what you need to, is my understanding on that.
Yep.
So I don't know if you're aware, but at some point in time, date yet to be determined, hopefully sooner rather than later, that whole corner, Parade Road, Hartshorn, is going to get redone. And I think the biggest concern that we had when we discussed this before is, and my understanding is you pay the cost to install this sign.
That's right.
Our concern is 2 years from now, we say, hey, we're coming in to do it. The sign has to be taken down and put back up. We don't want to incur the cost of that.
Yeah, that makes sense. And honestly, I'm not sure how they actually mount the sign to the ground and whether or not it's actually pretty easy to remove if there's maintenance to be done. But yeah, so.
Or if they can move it. I don't know if there's Dan, is there a specific location that it has to be put? Or can it be pulled back far enough from the road that it isn't going to be? You heard Rusty just talking about the roadside mowing taken out. Speed limit sign, wing plows taken out. So we really are, that's the biggest concern that I have personally.
Yeah, absolutely. And that makes a lot of sense. Not duplicating efforts and saving money. So there was I would say there's a split rail fence that kind of goes up to the apex.
I'm thinking if you took that split rail out and moved it back a little.
Yeah, we could push the sign back.
Take that out and put it back a little.
Can we see it?
No.
Did you mention the culvert and all of that?
Yeah.
I mean, the work's yet to be determined. You have a culvert there.
Yes.
That's a historical culvert, and supposedly we can't touch it. But Gary could walk through it. Gary and I climbed down into that.
It's quite the.
It's quite the thing there. So there is going to be a substantial amount of work. Couldn't even tell you what that work's going to be. I mean, it's more than peeling up the pavement. So we want to make sure that this doesn't have to come down. I'm assuming, and I hate to assume, but this isn't going to be people driving by and like, oh look, there's a historical marker. I think I'm going there. They're going to be coming specifically to it. So its location, proximity to the road may not be as important. Would that be fair?
I agree, 100%. There's definitely, based on my research, historical markers where there's like kind of supplemental signs that, for example, maybe in the future off of 28, there's just a sign.
The little blue sign.
Little blue signs, yeah. And as long as we found a good home for the sign that's not getting moved every year, I think that's pretty simple.
I don't think there's much objection to any of it. I think it's all concerned with what's going to happen with that area and then possibly relocating the culvert if that has to come into play.
Okay.
So.
I mean, if you guys are good with it, I don't think it would look too bad even behind the split rail fencing up to a few feet.
I know we have the one across the street here that's just
The
pretty
ball
far
field,
off the road.
Yeah, John from Chelsea.
Yep.
We all marched from here up there when we dedicated it.
Nice.
I had a couple questions. The railroad bed, is that part of your property?
So I know that's been a point of contention between my adjacent neighbor, and we had a surveyor come out. We've also had pretty much a land attorney get involved with that whole process. Based on the information that was identified, that rail bed from the depot out to where the trestle used to be, that was identified as being part of my property.
Why do you want to put the sign up?
I would say, kind of leading to my original kind of intent outline in the beginning. I love history. My wife's a history buff too. Her family stayed at the train station down in Pennsylvania back in the day. And when we purchased the property, we were kind of surprised that there wasn't already a historical sign dedicated. Maybe the Averys pursued it back in the day, but I think it's something that the depot deserves.
Well, that's decent. However, that railroad bed all the way to the trestle is a huge historical place for a lot of members in this town. And for having no access to it anymore, no walk down it, no anything like that, kind of goes against what you're telling me that you want this sign for.
Well, quite frankly, so we've actually established, I would say, back when I actually submitted this application, there's a sign that's dedicated. You can check Google Maps. We dedicated it to Phelps and Avery Rail Trail. So folks can access off of Hartshorn Road, depending if they park on the boat ramp or adjacent to the sign. And there's a whole posted board that talks about rules. It's open to the public as long as they respect the property. They don't pull up any survey markers. They don't disturb any trail cameras that are out there. And they can enjoy the historical aspect of it. They can walk straight down to the trestle bridge. They can walk where the trestle used to be, pardon me, and then they can walk back. We really want people to enjoy it. And since we have that little section, we wanted to make sure folks could actually enjoy it.
And my other concern is that we have quite the list of names in your favor for doing this, but none of them are from Barnstead.
We have a few from Barnstead.
None of your neighbors were approached. Does any of your neighbors know you want to do this by any chance?
Well, quite frankly, I mean, when this requirement came out, it just said New Hampshire residents. So I took that. I have a busy life. I work a 10-hour shift and I have 2 kids. I took it to my church in Concord and I asked if folks wanted to sign it. And to me, that seemed like the most efficient way, since it didn't actually list the requirements from the state that it had to be Barnstead residents.
No, it doesn't have to be. You're right. It can be New Hampshire residents. I just thought, it's common courteous to your neighbors to, try to get them on board with it, or to even mention it to them, or to let them know about it. And it looks like none of your neighbors know anything about this.
No, there's only 2 from Barnstead. Yourself.
Which is yourself and probably your wife or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you guys live at the train station? Yeah.
We lived there full time. Once we had our second kiddo, after about a little over a year, living there with 2 kids, a cat, and my wife, we had to upgrade to a larger residence. So, I mean, I let one of my neighbors hunt on my property. I have no problems with it. And then my other adjacent neighbor, again, who lives across the river, I mean, he stops over periodically. I would say those 2 neighbors. I don't have many neighbors other than that in that local vicinity, besides the car residents. Again, there's no requirement for me to ask them. However, I'm sure Ken and the neighbor that I let hunt on my property would be happy to have a historical sign that represents Barnstead.
And I just have one more question for you. Is there any intentions to Airbnb your place?
Yes.
It currently already is on Airbnb.
Yes.
Did you get I think we have do we have the permit for that? Is that
you
finally?
have to
Did you get a permit for that?
So when I contacted back in, it was right around the March, April timeframe, I asked for a conditional use permit.
Yeah.
And during that time frame, I believe the permit wasn't actually.
It wasn't.
But I'd be happy to fill it out and
Okay.
complete any requirements after for that.
It's pretty simple, because we want to make sure that we don't have like 40 people in a house.
Yeah, absolutely.
Things
Yeah.
Is there the form online that I can fill out, or is it?
It's online.
What's the planning board's email? If you go to the town website, get the planning board's email address, send that to Becca.
Okay, okay.
She's the clerk.
Okay.
And she'll send it to you.
Absolutely. Okay. That's
Yeah, we've had an ordinance, but we haven't had a permit. Now we finally have a permit.
makes sense.
How many people can you sleep in your Airbnb?
2 is, I would say, the most comfortable number. It's designed for couples to just enjoy nature and history.
Anybody else? So what do we need to do, Karen? Do we need a letter that supports this, or?
Correct.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that the board supports it. Is there a form letter, Karen? You draft something up first for next week?
I can draft something.
This is for the historical.
For the historical marker. No. I mean, I'm not really certain we can say no. It's a politeness that we get to chime in, but I don't think we have an option to, or a reason to say no. So I'll make a motion that we send the letter.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No.
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 I don't see anything under the planning board for it.
Just out of curiosity, what is your objection to the sign?
The sign bothers me because I think it's a selling point for you for your Airbnb. The land has, you've gotten into a tiff with your neighbor over the property and lines and where they are. It seems that, the snowmobile trail doesn't run through there anymore, does it?
My understanding.
So there's a lot of history behind that one road, that one trail, that's not available anymore. And now you're not even going to live there, and you're going to rent it out to all these other people.
However,
This is not how this town works.
You can access the public trail. We made access to the entire public. You can walk it. You can walk it, sir. It's totally your prerogative.
That's not how it works around here. And your neighbors would feel the same way if you asked them about it. If you told your neighbors you were putting in an Airbnb there, if you told your neighbors that you were doing this, I don't think you would have got approval from them. That's the problem.
Okay. Well, you're entitled to your opinion.
I am.
Part of mine is cautious with construction, first
Yeah.
off. Construction-wise there. Piggybacking on what Rick said there. To me, it's just kind of like you're trying to promote Airbnb. But mostly, for me, there's nobody from town here. Nobody. So that's the big thing for me. Is that if people in this town wanted it, then they would have signed it, or would have talked to them, but you look at all the zip codes, and it's mainly Concord. Is all the zip codes. Majority of them on that. So, I feel the people in this town should have it. And if it does become something big, historical marker, like, what's it going to do for traffic? Are they just going to block up the road down the line? Don't know what it's going to be like, but I look into the future with this kind of stuff. Is what I do, so.
I can honestly say I've never seen anybody in our historical marker since in the last 20 years when it was first opened.
Joe LaRoe.
You never know.
Knows all the historical
Oh,
markers.
yeah.
So Joe will be there.
You never know, but there's no train station there, though.
Yep. There is no mechanism for the select board to not allow it. I mean, it's just that is the way that it is set up. There's no, and I don't disagree with them on town residents didn't sign your petition. However, you are correct. There is no mechanism that says you have to have town residents sign that. So Karen will draft up the letter. The board will review it, and hopefully next week we'll sign it.
Thank you for your time. I don't mean to offline each others, but thank you for supporting this historical.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right. We have 2 letters from residents. Bryce Watson and Noah Gagnon regarding the road conditions. And what I would like to do is invite them to a future board meeting so that not only can we hear from them directly, but we can also share with them the process of what goes into maintaining roads, what are the costs of maintaining roads, and all of that. And certainly not to diminish what they're, and these are pretty good letters, I do. And basically, I think their tires are falling off their car. But I think it's worth that we have them come in. We can, I don't think anybody disagrees that the roads are rough, and talk to them about what goes into maintaining the roads. I know that one of them is a recent graduate of Prospect Mountain High School. Looking at the letters, I'm pretty sure they were sitting next to each other when they drafted them. And sent them. And it wasn't, or it was AI, one or the other. But I like the letters. I like the effort they put into it, and I'd like to know what's behind the letters. Was this a school assignment that they did, or something like that? And then they're looking for the response. So I think they deserve a response. And I'm going to have Rusty be here to give it to them. All right, so if everybody's okay with that, Karen will extend an invitation to these 2 boys to come in. I think that takes care of what we have. We do have one non-public appointment.
I have something too.
Okay.
I think we need to make either a public announcement on the John Tasker where we're stopping on that, so that we can respond to these people that, because we haven't done that, right?
We have. Nope, they're aware that we stopped.
They are aware?
Yep.
How are
I let Chris know.
they aware? Okay, so we didn't send a letter.
We didn't send a letter.
We got
No.
a public announcement. All right, okay. I didn't know you did all this behind the scenes.
We when we put the RFP out, we decided that we were not
I knew that.
Yeah. So I let her know that
All right.
we were not, and that
That's fine, as long as
her
they get the
input was
notification
appreciated.
that they, their protest was met.
You know, we saved some money on postage, okay?
That's right. Simon would still like to put his mother-in-law out in front of the paving rig if we could. He's asked for that.
He's also said he was going to look into his own show for our 300th anniversary.
There you go. So we do have under new business, and we have limited information at this point in time on the what. And I think Chief Krause, you were there. So they came down to put the new pump in the tower, and in doing so, they discovered there's an issue with the flux capacitor somewhere in the filtration or something else.
There's really a flux.
There's no flux capacitor.
I
There was,
don't like to tell you.
so this was the technician to Will to Karen right before the meeting. I think we get a cost at this point in time, but then they are out of money to spend. We're going to do a generator. We've got boilers to do. I think it's until we know what this is. It's a very hard.
Do we have any idea what the cost?
Somewhere between $0 and $100,000, probably. Like there was no. It was. I think. Were you there for the whole thing, Rusty? He was like, "I don't know. You need someone else." Is that the long and short of it?
You open mine up to be able to speak.
It's not public input, but it's now old business or new business. So yes, Rusty, you're good.
Yeah, I did make a point to stop by and talk with the person doing the camera. He showed me the old pump. The old pump was literally blue. All the machine surfaces on the pump were all blue from overheating.
Okay.
And he said, they must have run out of oil. So that's what happened. I don't know. I don't know how the maintenance has been. I don't know anything. You know, I can't comment.
Right.
But I take your information. And he was pretty adamant that it hadn't been serviced. And I said, so where do we go here? And he said, well, there's filters. It's a pretty simple system. Hydraulic tank, filters, pump, and a storage. And he said the filters had to be plugged. So there's no oil. Okay. And then we ran it up after we replaced it, and you could hear it tapping. That's when it's not getting enough fluid coming in. So it's inoperable the way he put it.
Okay.
All right. There was one secondary event that we found that the throttle down doesn't do anything other than push it down. It goes down and stops and doesn't go anywhere. And when you go off, it doesn't go back.
Okay.
So it's got either a cable or something that needs to be to put it into drivable. You know what you might say. Safe driving.
Yep.
But
And throttle the gas pedal for the rest
Yeah.
of it. It had nothing to do with the hydraulic pump. So you just keep going. Solve some other problems. And is this something you want to peek your head into, or
I asked Kyle,
the filter?
and lift the cab and see what the heck is between the pedal and the
Oh, that's
the
all.
ejector pump. And the filter that should be tested. He said there's a gate valve so you can shut the flow into the filters off.
Yep.
And there's drains on the bottom, so it's pretty much if you got a place where you can open them up. I mean, I know they've been doing some work. The town has, I guess, down here in the Depot Street,
J.J.'s.
gentleman.
J&J.
Yeah. I said, maybe we just need to get him to come in to look at it and talk about it.
I mean,
What's your thought?
I can try.
Okay.
Just, I don't know what's expected for a timeline. So
I'll give you this for that.
I know right now.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be great, however,
Yeah.
the thing that is limiting is the association meets every other month. So we're meeting in July, and the next meeting will be in September.
Yeah.
All right, and I don't have window enough to be able to be confident to put it up on posting. Here it's for sale.
Yeah.
Send your stuff in and have it, so I can have it by the 3rd of July.
Yeah.
So the following Monday we can have. We can open the bids.
So you're auctioning it off.
Yeah, it's going to seal bid.
Yep.
And the interest, it's not much money, but there's interest.
Okay.
There was one that was identical to it up in West Austin. We just went through this same process. It brought in, I haven't confirmed it, but I think it was about 75.
2 weeks, I can probably give you an answer.
So I'm just pushing it out, but I won't be moving it out of that station until later in the summer. And that's whatever. It's not like it's an magic drop dead date.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure I have a process that I can work in that people can respond to and feel good about. If they want to come look at it, they got time enough to come look at it.
It's not going anywhere. So, right.
No, but that's what came out of
And the reality is, if it is a $10,000, $15,000 repair, the town doesn't have the money for it. So hopefully, this is.
I don't think
Change
it's
the
I think
filter.
what it's going to be. I don't understand how it got to this point, but
That's another conversation for another day.
yes, it is. But the issue is, it seems like, in my knowledge of hydraulic systems for contractors and whatnot, it seems like it should be pretty basic. You got a tank, filters, pump, and then it goes up in the control valves.
Okay.
And that's where we're at.
Okay, so if we can get it to go up and down, we can get the association to sign off on any responsibility we have on this piece of truck.
This historic piece of antique fire equipment.
It's a question of a lot of straightforward terms. As soon as we can get what the town's going to give us for the documentation,
We got so much money into that truck.
the sooner I can
We could have bought 2 of them.
move it along.
Would the town be better off to give you the $7,500 and we can plan it over there at the rec department and make it into a play yard?
Just give me an opportunity to bring that forward, and I'll bring it forward.
Yeah. So Andy, if you could take a peek.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
I know when you think about it, if it costs us $10,000 to repair it, it would be cheaper to just buy it.
I know.
Then junk it, right?
Right.
I'm of the opinion that I don't think it's that big a deal.
Yeah.
It's a messy deal. Anytime you deal with
Oh yeah. Gross hydraulic
for
fluid.
me, I'm immediately wary.
Yeah.
So I'm not a good guy to change orders. I hate it.
Yeah.
But that's what it amounts to. It looks like.
Okay. Yeah.
And this guy seemed to know his way around stuff.
He just didn't want to check the filters while he was there.
Well, he wasn't prepared to. He was up here in a little SUV personal car, I think.
Okay. All right.
We should, right? Most of them maintenance trucks.
You good with that, Andy? All right. Chief, thank you. So, is there anything else on our agenda? I'm going to open it up to public input, and then we will have a non-public.
I just want, Karen, how are we making out with these departments getting us their maintenance schedule we asked for?
So I believe that, next week is the deadline. The highway department, this is for vehicle maintenance, is that correct?
Vehicles, equipment.
Yeah.
Yep, so highway has already provided me with theirs, so I sent an email out.
So you're still waiting on fire and police.
Thank you.
Anything else? Andy, you got anything?
No.
All right. The case at 7:05, I'll open it up for public input. What depends on what you got. All right.
First, state your name and where you live.
George Krause, 455 New Road. And apparently, my discussion with regards to dust control, there was a directive to come down, put it in front of my house and don't do anywhere else. Because they came around. They came up from the end of the road, you know,
Yeah.
straight up to the top of the hill beyond my house, turned around and Sand Black Road, came back down, dropped some more a little bit, and then went up over Hazel Black Road. And I understand they made it. Done Hazel Black, crossed over a shack and on the bridge. But my other house didn't get any. My neighbors didn't get any. All right, so I don't know what the program is, but I've got the questions. I appreciate the fact that they made a sneak attack and made sure that my front of my yard.
So the question is, do you have a dust issue at your house anymore?
I'm not
If you could give us a list of the places you'll be,
How many places do you operate in town?
so we'll try to hit them real quick.
Tell us your addresses.
I really, my whole comment was not so much self-motivated, it was, we need dust control, and take care of the helping out on the cost of gravel and keeping the gravel where it needs to be.
You know, it does rain every other day.
Well, that's
It's been raining for 2 weeks straight.
all right, so that was the first. We talked about the speed limit signs and traffic, and those are little things that they all play together on the condition of the roads, and they are what they are. And you've helped me out already on the tower. So I'd like to say, though, I think the focus you've got on maintenance, vehicle maintenance, equipment maintenance, you've got to stay on that, because what I've observed is I don't think it's getting done stuff that needs to get done. Whether we lose an engine in a police vehicle or we got a situation that I can't absolutely say it wasn't, but it looks like it may not have been in the fire department that is what they do. But along with that, you talked about the roads and the paving, and I need to emphasize preparation. Forget about when you're going to lay the blacktop. When are you going to do the preparation, and who's going to do it? Because as the gentleman from Advance was up on
Grave Road.
Gray Road brought to our attention the condition of the road that on John Tasker Road. That's always been a hobcob patched together. You know, they went through and did a shim job right there in the wet area that goes from basically the Lake Road to the fields. They did a shim job that I don't know how long ago it was. I think George Drew did it, but anyhow. And that area through there it needs corduroy. it needs a lot. It needs gravel. And so if they're going to tear it up, that's great. But I hope they're going to put some gravel to it so that we don't have a road. Because as that gentleman said, on some of the roads we've done, they're falling apart almost 2 years later. That's not good. My pocketbook, I don't want to do a white oak road 4 times in my life. And every time it's, we're going to take care of everything. And here we are, we're still in the problem child.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't George that did that road, though, because we didn't do any shim overlay.
No, he did.
None.
He shimmed it with the grader.
No, he didn't. He got elected.
He shimmed it with the grader.
What do you mean he shimmed it with a
He
grader?
shimmed it with the grader, and when we rented the roller, he rolled it with that, with a rental roller.
No.
Yes, he did. He shimmed it with
Probably
the grader.
not.
We didn't do any.
No,
He
but
shouldn't
probably
have.
not part of his
We
paving.
reclaimed every road.
No, it wasn't part of a paving project.
It wasn't part of the paving stuff. Yeah.
Those guys went and got the asphalt, and they shimmed it with the grader. Is what they did.
Because when George, and I said this, I think last time, started the same time as we did. And then I got him and I worked together about reclaim. There was no reclaim being done.
Nothing.
Everything was shim overlay.
Yep.
And it doesn't hold up and it doesn't work, in
Put
my
lipstick on a pig.
opinion.
You gotta
And,
have
and,
foundation.
and we reclaimed, we based, and we topped. And that's what he did. But this, I think, he probably went in there because he had a low area, because it was not part of any paving.
Well,
It was all falling
but
apart.
They drive really slow.
I think Advance is doing the paving on John Tasker anyway, so
Yep.
you blame that guy right there.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say is that you can't blame him. He's just the guy that's running the show.
Well,
You know, he's not the guy that's being told, because that's the town's job. What do you want? What's in that RFP? What are we doing? And what are you doing? And all I'm asking you is get it done, so we don't spend more bad money after good money.
So what they're doing there, just to clarify, usually it's reclaim, pave. This is they're reclaiming the road, then they're reclaiming 6 inches of half-inch, 3/4 inch stone in it to stiffen the base up to help with all that, instead of just reclaiming in gravel, and then they're gonna pave it.
And I'm not trying to be the leading expert on paving. All I'm saying is I drive the roads all my life. I've seen what happens, what's good, what's bad, what's ugly, and you know, you gotta do it right. Drainage is critical. And you're out for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
You're throwing money in we'll throw it in the incinerator somewhere.
The one thing I will say is it doesn't matter if you reclaim a road and pave it, it's not gonna last you 10 years. Within 10 years, you will have cracks. You can talk to anybody. If you reclaim roads and you pave them, it's a 100-year turnaround time. And you can go and talk to the state about that because they're the ones that figured it out. We can't do reclaim every single road, which is why you'll see a shim overlay on Rabbit Lane. But knowing different mixes and the asphalt content in the different mixes and how to do it, you can make them so they have strength in the road and they will last longer. And it's a process. There's a lot to it.
Oh, I understand that. I learned a lot when I had to pave the driveway to the right of Fire Station 3. And I had the Claremont team down talking to him. I said, what do we do here? You know?
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, the trucks you're running, we need to put the rock to the asphalt.
Absolutely.
All right, and that, forget about super slick. We're worried about weight carrying capacity. And he said, put the rock to it. Okay, you know what to do. I just want it done.
Yep.
And anyhow, sorry for my long-winded.
I don't know if you have to apologize for it. It's just here.
Well, it is.
It's just here. It's just here.
You just can't speak next week.
I can't.
You've used
No,
all
we're
the
gonna start having a limit the card.
I didn't bring in my tape.
It's like the rusty bingo card. That's it. Make sure you hit all the topics. So, thank you.
I keep it in light. I don't want to get too heavy.
Anybody else?
Linda Vermonte, 118 North Farmstead Road. Where are we with the audit for 2024?
I think 2024 is completed, submitted. That we've submitted and uploaded our MS. I don't know the number. 535. All of our stuff is completed and up to date at this point in time. And I think we have not created an RFP for a new auditing firm yet.
So did we use the auditor from last year?
We did use the auditor from last year. So, but it has been completed at this point in time. Anything else, Lynn? Wayne? Denise?
Denise Attitude, 26 Homeshore. I have two quick things. My professional hat is I design websites for the state of New Hampshire. I'm currently working on the governor's office of highway safety. They have grants available for those state signs. I don't know anything about it except they just posted it on. So you might want to check with the office of highway safety. John Clay, my next door neighbor, has a bunch of ones you get on Holmes Road, and it works on highway safety, so he may be able to help you with that process. I don't know that just
Okay.
this is information for you. I also wanted to find out for the Historical Society, is there any updates on what's going on down here building-wise?
None.
Just like
Point
asking
done.
them.
There's none at this point.
And Vic was ready to start soliciting that. And I know it's June, but the way the world works, we're going to need to start soliciting
Right. Sam? This is like your fourth time.
I'm gonna see if I can.
It's unbelievable.
Quick question. I haven't seen any update status for the committee, subcommittee that we're looking for.
So I think, do we have enough applicants yet to make the selection for a full committee, Karen? I know we were close, but we'd wait until we had enough. We do, okay. So we want to put that on the agenda for next week. Look at, see, squeaky wheel, Rusty. Look at you, you got your chloride, getting that?
You.
What else you need?
Oh, I don't want to take it all at one time. I don't want to be, too big of a bite.
All right, just remember you might be banned next week.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you'll be in the penalty box.
Actually, mine's been good this year. The rain has definitely helped.
Oh, the rain's
Rain your favor.
Yeah.
other than it's every Saturday, and it's forecasted again.
Trying to hay. Holy smoke.
Yeah.
I like the weather forecast. I got 3 days good. I can't even walk on my feet, but I got 3 days maybe good.
Yep.
And there's no rain again.
I've got one.
See, do you see what you started,
I'm
Rusty?
telling you.
Has there been any discussion as to what the town's gonna do when, you have to take the old section of the town all down? And you've got all these materials, you've got 100 years worth of records that maybe need to be uploaded somewhere, or.
You're really on this digitizing thing, aren't you? You're really on this digitizing thing, aren't you?
Well, just thinking ahead.
So we do have storage downstairs. We do have storage upstairs, but we haven't gotten to that conversation. There is some more conversation about what we're doing. I will tell you that boiler replacements, generator replacements, and all of those sort of things are hurting those efforts as we continue to.
And every year in the budget, it's town clerk's office, we have money in there that have everything saved, not in the cloud, typically paper format. So we meet all those requirements of what we're required to do, and then specific materials, town reports, they are sent off to the state. I can't speak for Historical Society about all the documents they have, that would be a conversation we have to have with them, but as far as the town and the majority of our records, they're captured.
So are you saying that they're all in the cloud effectively?
They're not on
They are not on the
They're not.
So town reports you can get through UNH. They have them on their website. They're there. At this point in time, the town hasn't even begun down the road of hiring someone to digitize.
It's just something to think about, because we did it for Iowa,
Mm-hmm.
and it took a lot of work to try to figure out where to save all of
Yep.
this.
And that leads to a cost.
Yes.
And it will be I will say that, and I think I can speak for the board, it is going to be a lean couple of years. This December, they will hit the first bond for the school, and next December is the second bond. Is that correct, Karen, how those are working? So people are going to have a little bit of sticker shock. And the challenge being, we are the smallest part of that budget, or of that tax bill. I mean, we are a very tiny piece of it, and it's very difficult for us to move the needle on your tax bill. However, when we talk about $7,000 with the chief, it's $7,000. It doesn't move the needle for your tax bill, but it is the fact that it's still $7,000, or a $13,000 generator repair. Again, these are small pieces on a $25 million budget overall between school and the town, and we're $6 million of it with our capital reserve funds and everything else. So it's a tough position that the town is in. All right.
Denise, may I ask you something? your next meeting, will you ask the Historical Society if they want my mother-in-law to get every town report from like 1950?
I believe they are actually actively reading the new library upstairs right now.
Yeah.
The other one that might like that would be the library.
Yeah.
So I like that.
I was
Brayden,
gonna bring him home.
Do you have any public input? Bryson? All right.
Don't you want like the Dunkin' Donuts in town or something we should bring?
That's not necessary.
All right, in that case,
Good job.
Bryson, my man right there. If there's, then we'll close public input at 7:20. And we will throw everybody out because we're gonna go into a non-public session. You too, Russ.
Thank you all for coming.
You better get your hanging in. You gotta,
Hey guys, thanks for coming. Sorry it was so short.
night, Wayne.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you guys.